In this segment, Stephanie Miller welcomes Trae Crowder. Together, the two try to answer the question if the modern Republican Party is really reflective of half of this country, or are they misreading a good chunk of their own electorate? Here's Stephanie.
Now, how would you feel if a prosecutor started combing through every aspect of your life in search of a crime and then dragging your children into it? Simply because they don't like you, they don't like your politics.
12 seconds later.
Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, all the tens of millions of dollars that the Biden family made. What did Hunter do when he had no experience in energy, oil, gas, coal, or Ukraine, or any experience with China? Did a lot of energy deals with Burisma in Ukraine and CEFC in China.
No, I know the things that some people are mad about right now, considering like the actual problems that really exist, you know what I mean? But I think for like a lot of the people who are mad about that type of stuff, it's because they're sort of fueled by rage and wrathfulness and confusion and discontent and whatnot, and they don't really have very many, like, things are generally pretty good for them culturally in this country and have been for a long time. They don't have that much to truly be, like, irate about, so they have to, like, fabricate things like, drag queens being groomers or trans people ruining women's athletics or whatever they're, hollering about.
Yeah, I mean, stuff that it just seems like imaginary stuff. What kind of, footwear the green M&M's wearing. It doesn't seem like it's issues that actually impact anyone's actual life.
No, because that's what I'm saying, because I don't think they have. The only issues that actually impact their lives, for them to be mad about those, they'd have to direct their anger in the opposite direction. Do you know what I mean? Like all the stuff that, like all the anti-union stuff for getting rid of Social Security or raising the retirement age and all this like working man stuff that actually can and will affect their lives, they'd have to be mad at the other side for that, and that's not an option. So instead, they have to focus on Eminem pole dancing and stuff like that.
She's a pole dancer? That whore. I was not apprised of that. It just seems like, if it's possible, we've gotten even more tribal. I mean, you can, like we were talking about the Fox News viewers being immune to any like actual facts, whether it's about Fox News or not.
Well, it's like as soon as you establish that, like, you can't trust the media, right? The media is fundamentally untrustworthy and will lie to you and spin things and all this stuff. As soon as they've got that like set as their foundation, then it doesn't matter what kind of story comes out or any of that, because also they will be able to find another new, and I'm doing air quotes again, news source that will, illustrate it from their perspective or show the other side of a narrative, i.e. lie about it, will validate what they already want to believe as far as, like, oh, that's not actually true, and here's what really happened. And then they're like, now see, this is real news here, they say, as they're like pointing at some basement-based blog from the right-wing shadows of the internet.
Yeah, I mean, I think the media is just of no help. I mean, when you look at the train derailment in Ohio, it's specifically because Trump repealed train safety, regulations. But in the right wing, no, it's because Pete Buttigieg is too gay and too woke and, I don't know, focusing too much on diversity hiring or something. I mean, there are just two sets of not even...
Right, and...
Yeah, go ahead.
They also, with the train derailment, I saw a whole bunch of people on the right being like, everybody universally was agreeing like this was bad. This was a bad thing to have happened. So at least there was that. At least there was some level of unity on the subject. But like, this was a bad thing to have happened. But I saw a lot of right-wing commentators being like, where are all the climate activists now? And it's like, what is that even supposed? You really think that like tree huggers are pumped about this? Do you know what I mean? Like, they're like celebrating the fact that we've, poison nuked middle America or whatever. Like, they're not happy about this either, but that's the type of thing that, like, they could tweet that, where are the climate activists now? And then all the legions of people agree with them. Is like, that's exactly right. Where are they now? Even though the answer is like, they're also here and mad, but it doesn't matter. It's just,
Yeah, exactly.
Cycle of BS.